Okay, so let's get started. In today's video, I've already pulled up an SVG and traced it of a pickleball heartbeat, right? The love of pickleball and the heartbeat. Those are really popular. And then I found a font that I liked with the name Emilio, because that is the gentleman to which the stickers are being created for. Now, he plays pickleball, he has some water bottles, and that's what he wanted, was stickers that showed water bottles. So I pulled them up, and I did trace the SVG of the pickleball, love a pickleball, the heartbeat. And so I'm going through and I'm deciding, okay, for the L, I've decided I'm going to use that paddle. And then for the O, I'm going to use a pickleball. And for the dots of the eyes, the two eyes, I'm also going to use pickleball. So thank goodness I did zoom in. I'm going to go through and put some color on it so that you can see it. Now those circles in that ball are not being like cut out. So I go to the panel and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide to get the holes so that they'll now be showing with straight through, like going straight through. The paddle is going to need some work because I had to detach it from the line. So I've got broken lines. So it's not always going to be able to be colored the whole thing. So then I'm going to get rid of the things I don't need. I decide I'm going to use this other ball because remember I'm using for the dots of the eye. And I'm going to color it just to make sure that everyone can see it. Now I did speed this up because it took quite a long time to go through and make selections. And so with the loss of the recording of the voice, and I had to do a voiceover, I decided to go ahead and just speed up the video. All right, so I've colored the 3 different colors balls. It doesn't mean that those are going to be the colors because once I put them on the vinyl, I may change my mind. So we'll see what happens with that. So far, it looks pretty good. His name looks good, and I need to work with the paddle. Now, the paddle took some time because I had to erase parts of the line. And when I do that, I'm trying to recreate portions of the paddle handle to make it fit properly. And then the dots need to be cut through to make sure that they are not lost. And I know that when I go to weed that on the vinyl, it's going to be a little cumbersome because of the amount of dots and how tiny they are. So you can see that I'm erasing the part where it was connected to the line, and I'm going to add a straight line there. Now, because even though I weld it and I make it a composite, it doesn't color in, right? Because it's not like fully connected, I guess. So then I also try to get the same handle. I'm going to, there you go. I reverse it, make a duplicate, and then I rotate it. All right, so then I'm working with the handle, trying to get it straight, make sure it fits. I'm going to have to, make sure I erase the pieces that I don't need. And all I needed was that curve so to match the other side, right? And then I'll weld it again. And this is small. I've got it zoomed in, but this paddle is actually very small. So when I go to cut it out of the vinyl, the tinier pieces there are, the harder it is. I need to group everything together because I was losing pieces. And I zoom in quite a bit to make sure I can get everything and see everything. Okay. So at this point, I'm trying to make the inside red and the outside would be black. But because, like I said before, because I had cut through it and detached it, it wouldn't color. Okay, so now I'm going to size it, hopefully the right size for the L. And then trying to piece to make sure that the O's would fit correctly. I know that the second one behind the paddle was getting a little pushed out, so then I had to cut a piece of it. In a few minutes, I color Emilio, so you'll be able to see it better. So I'm grouping the name, and I'm welding it so it gets rid of the individual letters and it becomes one cursive name, right? Because otherwise the letters were sitting next to each other, but they were not connected. So I welded that. And then I went to find some clip art because I felt like it needed something. And so I went looking through different things on Google, and I found this emblem here. And so I trace it to get the actual lines of it. I don't need the colors. I can color it myself. And then I'm going to go through and figure out what I feel looks best. And then I'll change the colors on it. You know, something that I think is going to look good on my designs. I'm going to have to resize it. I'm trying to make it fit on the word and to see what I think looks good. And that takes a few minutes. It's always trial and error. I'm never sure, exactly how it's going to end up. I might think I want this certain thing and then I'll change my mind. And so I know I said it was like this, but then I didn't feel it. It didn't feel right, so I switched it. So in the end, I am really happy with the stickers, and they looked awesome on his water bottles. I think at the end I have a picture of that. But so I'm working right now with the art, trying to make it look good, and make sure everything fits. When I colored it, I'm going to have to arrange and bring the bulb forward. Okay, so I'm deciding which one's going to go first, and I'm going to group them. What's going to go in front, what's going to go in back. And I think I pretty much decided there how I wanted it. And then so I'm going to now see how it cuts, what size the sticker should be. I want to say I did, like a 2.5 by 3.5, something like that. I know I didn't go any larger than 3.5 by 3.5 because then it wouldn't fit. Oh, I know what I did. I went there and I made an outline, an offset, so that the offset would be black, but the actual sticker I wanted white. So I did do an offset of that. And an offset of the paddle, which then you can see the black offset come through. Readjusting, trying to make sure, that it looks cohesive in the design. I like the little orange and blue swirly thing because I feel that looks, sporty, athletic, and it goes with the theme to me. All right, so now I need to check it. There's going to be lots of cuts, so I need to make sure that I lessen the cuts by dividing things, subtracting one image from another so that there's not too many cuts within the images themselves, because then when I send it to the cutter, you're going to have tiny little pieces coming out of these small stickers. So I was working with that, trying to make sure it all worked out. Okay, so to lessen the little red cut lines and the amount of cuts that are going to go through each layer, I subtract the front layers from the back layers, and then so I'm just cleaning that up, trying to get rid of the little bitty pieces that are not necessary for this design. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to separate everything so that I can send it to the cutting machine by color. So that's what I did. So we're going to go ahead and pick it up with the next part of the video, and it should have the sound with it. All right, so this is part 2 of Emilio's stickers. I'm not sure why it's... Okay, so what I decided is that if I cut it like this, there are going to be a lot of cuts. And I'm going to have little space. So I'm going to put an extra layer of white back here. Okay, let's go back. All right, so then I'm going to do, I'm going to select this, and I'm going to do an offset. So I click offset. Okay, I'm going to want it a little bit bigger than that. Okay, notice all this though. All this here is horrible. So I'm going to have to take that off. Okay, not too bad. Let's move over here. Oh, look at that. That's not bad at all. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this in white. Right? It's going to be my back. So that's going to be a white layer. And you can't tell, but it is white. Okay? So that'll be one thing that I'm going to cut, right? Then, okay, I want to change some of these because I'm going to use the same colors. I don't want them to be like a bunch of different colors. So it doesn't really matter what it looks like here because I'm going to be using the different colors of vinyl, right? Vinyl 365. So that's going to be black. I'm going to push my shift key. This here that would not color, this outline of this paddle, is going to be black. And this is going to be black. So I'm going to group those, and I'm going to move them out. So this is another layer I'm going to cut. Now if you remember, this part on the outside is going to be black. That part's going to be red. So let's ungroup this. Ungroup. And then I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm sorry, I don't know why it's glitching. Back over here. I'm going to get rid of those little dots. I'm going to let it cut, but I'm not going to use them. Okay, that's the black layer. And then I'm not going to need this white because I already have it over here. But I am going to need this one. This one here, the blue. And this one's going to be red. I'm going to make this one red. So I'm going to turn it to red. Okay. And this one's red. So we're going to group those. Okay. And then let me ungroup that. I do not want this. I'm shifting and I'm holding down because I don't want these little pieces that I'm going to have to try to weed I don't want those. So I'm going to delete those. Okay. I'm going to put that right here. I'm not sure what's going on, why that's like that, but okay. Let's go back. It's alright. I can work with it. Okay. So this, and this, and this are going to be one color. So we're going to group that. Okay, go back. Hold everything. Let's go back. Yeah, I forgot a piece. This one here. Okay, that's good. And group that. So that's another color. Okay. That blue dot is deleted. That blue dot is deleted. That needs to be. That one's deleted. Okay. So I'm gonna make this one and this one the same color. Okay. And they're gonna be orange. Okay. That's another color. And this one, I think I'm just gonna make it blue. Because that's already a lot of colors. Okay. Okay. Well, it's gonna be blue. That's all I do. Alright. So I don't need this anymore. That's gone. Alright. So I'm going to cut this one. And I'm going to cut this one. Two. And I can cut this one. And this one. And then finally this one. Alright. So these are the ones this is what I'm going to be cutting to do Emilio stickers. Then this will be my base and everything else will be layered on top of that. So I'm going to be done here on the computer. I'll be going back and forth to do the cuts. And I will show you as we go along. Today I'm going to show you part 2, or continue part 2, of the stickers for Emilio. Okay, I did a part 1 showing you how on the computer I went through Silhouette and I created a sticker for my friend Emilio for his water bottles. Yeah, he's been missing them, and we play pickleball, and he's like, hey, could you make me some stickers for my bottles? So I got started. So I've created these stickers, and now today I'm going to use my Graph Tech, and I'm going to cut them out. And I'll go through a bunch of this really quickly, because once you see one sticker cut, one part of the sticker cut, you don't need to see them all. So, but hope you stick around. Let me show you the Graph Tech. So here is my Graph Tech, and this is what I'm going to be cutting on. It is a Graph Tech cutting plotter CE 7000. Okay, and what we're going to be needing today are vinyls. I have white. This is something that's white. My orange, very little bit of the orange, the red, the black, and this, of course, is the Caesar outdoor vinyl. You'll also need your picking tool and your little squeegee thingy. I'm also putting this on the top. This is from the Rhinestone World. It is a sticker shield, and I like it a lot. So it's something I'm going to put over the top to hopefully help it seal. I also have my transfer tape. This is the transfer tape that I use. And so, well, let's get started. All right, so that's one of the colors, and I've cut it. So I'm going to go ahead and come back with you after I get a few of the others cut. Okay, hopefully I did good. I tried to get some things cut a little quicker. All right, so I've already weeded the white. I'm gonna weed the black. And now the white's gonna show through, so all I need is this black outline. Okay. I decided on the paddle that I'm gonna use the black paddle part, and the outline I'm going to do red, so I don't need the outside. If I can get it off. The other thing that I have in here, though, are those little dots. So I'm going to have to get those out. Okay? And here's my red. For some reason, the paddle, I guess it was, it's got more than one line, tracing line. It must have more than one tracing line because it cut through. And I was not happy with that, but oh well. So on this one, I'm going to keep the outline. Hopefully it didn't get too messed up. If it did, I'll just recut it. Okay, that's out of there. And all of these little balls have the dots on them, so I'm going to get those out in just a few minutes. And then the last color is the orange. Hopefully that cut right. Yeah. It's a small piece. Doesn't need to be cut really, but I just like to. All right, so let me go ahead and get my transfer tape and we'll start piecing this thing together. All right, so I've taped down my white. Now I know that people do this different ways, and this may not be the best way. but I am going to go ahead and try to get this in the right place. Now remember, I have those little black dots, so I've got to get rid of those. So that's going to be, I think, a little bit of a challenge. Let me take this off. I do like my little ring. Okay. So some of them I couldn't get off that way, so I'm just going to try to do it this way. This is the most tedious part, this little dots right here. I do love my little picker tool, and it is very sharp. Okay. If I can remember where I got it, I will put it in the description. Okay, one last little try here on these last ones, just in case they're stuck. No, none of them came off, so I think we're doing good. I see one. Move this over. Now I see one here. Okay. All right, so we're good. And I can always simply adjust a little bit once I get to the that thing. So now I have to get in close. Forgive my head. Just want to make sure I get this here. Want to make sure that I get it in the right spot. It's slightly inside of this white. I think that's pretty good. Okay. So I'm building. I know sometimes you can go the other way, but I'm building from the base up and hoping that it's going to, you know, look good. It's a sticker. I got a dot up, one dot, but I got another piece of there. I may need to go ahead and do something here. But I have to put the red on still, so that could be good. It'll be all right. Okay. Okay, so I've got just the last few pieces. It took me a little bit of time, so I didn't want to keep you on there while I was doing this. So, let's see. We're going to get this on. Sorry for the head. Let me put the ball on first. Maybe that's going to be better. And that one goes here. Okay. These are the ones I was worried about. But I know that this one's going to go right on top of here. And this one's going to go right next to here. Right next to that red. Okay. Now, let me cut this up because I want to make sure I get it in the right spots. This is the bottom here, and it goes. Like this. It's just a little puzzle. I'm putting together this puzzle, and hopefully I get all the pieces in the right spot, and we go from there. I I think my head's in the way. I'm sorry. I want it to be behind, and it's not going to be behind, so I'm going to have to fix that, because I don't want it to be in front of there. And we might not have this piece right here, because it's actually 2, so let me cut it down to 1. All right, so if I had more space, I'd use it all, but I don't, so we're good. Okay. All right. Something that's bothering me is this here. I'm probably going to have to cut another piece because I don't like that. Ugh, it's driving me nuts. Okay, so that's it. The last thing I need to do is I need to put fix this part here, put the tape on the top, and then we'll put it on the bottles. Okay guys, sorry, I thought I was recording, but apparently I was not. So I have gone ahead and I've placed the sticker shield on top of the sticker, so now it's all smooth. You can't feel each of the individual little pieces as much. Now I want to show you, it's right there on the very, let's see, I don't know if you can see it, but it's right along the outside. It's just slightly bigger than the sticker itself, and I'm hoping that this is going to stick really well. I'm waiting, you know, I wait 48 hours or so before I put anything in it, or give it to the gentleman. I don't give it to him till, you know, a couple of days. I won't see him. So there's this one, and there is a white one, so I ended up doing 2. He wanted 2, so, you know, it's pretty forgiving on this white especially. It looks really pretty. I love the colors. Hopefully you take something from this video, and if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. All comments are welcome. I do appreciate any advice. So, see you soon.